Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. So it's been one heck of a week for Tesla, Tesla shareholders, and the Tesla stock. As you can see right here, of course, the week didn't start that great for Tesla stock. There was some weakness there. Then, of course, the stock went down 8.7% the day after the Robotaxi event, which means that now year to date, we're actually down 12.35%. In the last 3 years, Tesla hasn't done much. It's actually down 16.82%. In the last 5 years, it's still up over 1,200%. Now, after the We Robot event, I already did a raw thoughts video. Unfortunately, some of you did not listen to the fact that I said I filmed this at 6 a.m. in the morning, my time. So that's why the energy wasn't there. Some folks thought that I was not excited or enthusiastic about what was announced. No, I was just very, very tired. And I explained also why I was excited and I was a little bit disappointed by the event. I explained all of those my facts in that video. Now later in this video, I don't want to add some extra color to that because I can understand both sides. I can understand the side of, super excited, and I can understand the side of, actually we're expecting a little bit more. So that's for later in this video, plus some talks about Tesla 2025 as we're nearing the end of 2024. I think in 2025, Tesla will still have quite a lot of work to do. So that's for later. And then now, of course, as always, we're going to start with the numbers out of China and then some from Europe as well, and a little update on the Tesla Semi, my personal favorite product. So if you're interested in all of that, sit back, relax, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, all of that. We're trying to reach 60,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's try and reach that number. That would be amazing. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. All right, so the Tesla weekly insured number. First of all, we missed last week because it was on holiday, but it was the best week ever, I believe. 22,600 Tesla insured vehicles. And now for the first week of this quarter, as you can see, it's normal that it's pretty low as we've seen in the last 2 years. The number came in at 1,800. Now, year to date, we are up 5.6%. And as you can see, last year we saw a reacceleration. Q4 is usually a strong quarter for Tesla, especially in China. Now we also got the Tesla Giga Shanghai wholesale numbers for the month of September that came in at 88,321 units. So this leads to a new record quarter in Q3 of 249,135 Model 3s and Model Ys. Now some people say that, okay, this is great for China, but since we know that, China is doing very well compared to Europe and maybe even the United States, but we also know that, we know that the vehicles that are made there will have lower margins for Tesla. Of course, those that are made in China then sold in Europe, for example, that's fine. But yeah, some say that China doing very, very well for Tesla and seeing the numbers there might mean that there is actually more weakness in Europe and in the United States, where you can sell those vehicles for more. So yeah, maybe, again, earnings report in the next couple of weeks, we'll get even more information with regards to margins and Tesla sentiment on the market. As for China Q3, Tesla sales in Q3, the reported number is 72,200 and a 3.4% market share. Now, as I said before, Q4 has been a good quarter overall. As you can see from the blue line, that's 2023. The red line, 2022 started slow-ish, but then reaccelerated in the later parts of that quarter. Same for the yellow-orange line, Q4, usually a good quarter. So maybe that can happen again this year to have or to beat the 2023 number for Tesla overall. I believe the deliveries should be around 513,000 or so. So yeah, a lot of work to do, but could be achievable. Could be achievable if we have an insane quarter. As for the model mix, we've got 23,998 Model 3s and 48,222 Model Y delivered. And that's for the month of September. Now, zooming out a little bit, here we have a great overview. Again, those charts, thanks to Piloli on X. Great follow, great account. Does it for free. Of course, you can support him through his subscription as well. This is not sponsored, by the way. Top 10 brands by sales in China. Now, in 2022, Tesla was the 17th best-selling brand. Now, it's the 9th best-selling one. And as you can see, with of course, BYD is selling not just EVs, selling many models, price ranges across the board. But as you can see, Tesla 76%, it's already better than 2022. BYD is same, better than 2022, and all the rest are actually faring worse. Moving to another continent, and a continent where we're seeing weakness across the board since the start of the year, although right now you can see that September is actually up 30% year over year, but of course, year-to-date sales are still down 10%. If we can continue, if October, November, December can be better than last year, then maybe we can, shorten the blow for this year, because we know France, UK, Germany, huge markets for Tesla, have not been doing great this year. Other markets, Netherlands, Belgium, some other smaller markets as well across Europe have done better than last year, so that's helping a little bit, but yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the last 3 months of 2024 in Europe. Moving on to the Tesla Semi. Now, of course, the Tesla Semi, we're not really going to see much of them until late 2025, beginning 2026, but we always get some details from some pilot programs, in this case here from DHL. So Tesla Semi exceed expectations in 3,000-mile DHL trial. During the 2-week trial, the Tesla Semi averaged 1.72 kilowatt-hour per mile while operating at average speeds of 50 miles per hour. One test it did 390 miles while fully loaded with a gross combined weight of 75,000 pounds. That's 34 tons. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's talk about Tesla 2025 and Tesla's Robotaxi event. So first of all, a quick reminder of what was mentioned in the previous shareholder decks. Plans for new vehicles, including more affordable models, remain on track for start of production in the first half of 2025. These vehicles will utilize aspects of the next generation platform as well as aspects of our current platforms and will be able to be produced on the same manufacturing lines as our current vehicle lineup. This approach will result in achieving less cost reduction than previously expected, but enables us to prudently grow our vehicle volumes in a more capex efficient manner during uncertain times. This should help us fully utilize our current expected maximum capacity of close to 3 million vehicles, enabling more than 50% growth over 2023 production before investing in new manufacturing lines, which will probably be also 50% growth over the 2024 production. Our purpose-built Robotaxi product will continue to pursue a revolutionary unbox manufacturing strategy. So, I still expect new vehicles, including more affordable models, to be announced in 2025. Unless, of course, this completely disappears in the next shareholder deck, and rest assured, if that happens, the stock will crash. Now, the other things that I want to talk about, just to name a few, what I expect to happen and what I think will happen in 2025. One, the Megapack factory in Shanghai will start to operate. So that will add quite a lot to the energy side of things, which is already growing fast and has higher margins than the automotive part. Second, I probably assume they will announce a Model 3 refresh. When will that happen? God knows. New models, as I just said, Cybertruck continues to ramp up, should be much better for margins as well. We enter a stage of lower interest rates, which should be better for the overall car industry. And the semi-truck, of course, for late 2025, internally first, and then for outside customers. Then, of course, if they want to have other events, show off some updates for the next generation of Optimus robots, right? I believe one with 22 degrees of freedom movements. So yeah, maybe they'll do that next year. In the event, the Robotaxi event, the Optimus robot there was not the newest model. So keep that in mind. Also, apparently, and this is actually someone that asked the robot when he was serving drinks, if it was an autonomous thing or if someone was helping him out, meaning controlling him from the inside, from behind the stage. And he answered that, well, yes, someone is helping him. Now, we've seen these demo videos before, right? When someone at Tesla has a sort of VR cam on him, well, not a VR cam, a headset on, and he basically moves the bot. Could have happened during the event as well. Now, of course, it would have been great if Tesla said that themselves, but I guess we had to find out without them. Anyways, Robotaxi event, Cybercap 2026, 2027. It's Elon time, so God knows what the timeline there will be. He says you'll be able to buy it under 30K. Also, take that with a grain of salt. I mean, the vehicle itself looks amazing. I said it in the last video, looks amazing. If that design, of course, with a steering wheel and pedals, if that is the design or sort of the design for the, let's say, more affordable model, I mean, that would be a bestseller for sure. And by the way, it's not stainless steel, just so you know. Then there is the Robovan, which I don't know why they didn't call it the Cybervan, but okay. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Looks extremely strange. Yes, Art Deco style, but I mean, looks cool. Let's be honest. Looks cool, looks amazing. You can't even see the wheels, so I don't know how it will do in, maybe there is like a suspension system. Okay, there is that. I'm not really focused that much on the Robovan. Then, of course, FSD unsupervised will be released in 2025, Texas and California. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. We're also, of course, waiting for FSD in China and Europe, pending regulatory approval. That's not something that Tesla can control. That's something for Europe and China. So remains to be seen, but there's definitely a lot that can happen and will happen in 2025 that will move the stock up or down. Of course, from a margins perspective, we would like to see it bottom already this quarter or the next one. And then the rest is up to them, right? If they see a better environment, then maybe they can, well, start producing these types of vehicles or announce a Model Y refresh sooner than expected. If they do not see that the market is ready to suddenly, well, order more vehicles because, well, it's still too expensive, interest rates aren't coming down as fast as expected, then they might take their time, right? So, yeah, that's it. Now, with the Robotaxi event, I think the reason why I was sort of disappointed is because I basically expected a lot. I mean, I expected what was announced, right? The Cybercap, I expected this. Optimus update, I expected it, although it wasn't really much of an update. FSD, we all expected an update on FSD and unsupervised. Okay, I didn't know it was Texas or California, but fine, that's great. The Robovan, I didn't know it was a van, although I think most suggested a Cybervan, but okay, didn't know it would look like that. They announced it. I was maybe expecting more on the data side of things, right? FSD data, miles per intervention, take rate, stuff like that. And then, yeah, maybe the next generation model, although yes, I know this was a Robotaxi event, not a Model 2 event announcement. And since that's still scheduled to start production first half of 2025, October seems to be a bit early, although Model Y was also announced, the same amount of months before. So yeah, maybe that's why, because I showed clips of the event to my friends and family and they were all like, whoa, this is crazy. This is really looking like the future. So yeah, maybe because I am, looking at Tesla each and every day, I was expecting quite a lot. So my, let's say, bar was quite high. For those from the outside looking in, this event was insane. So maybe that's why I felt what I felt. Because yes, of course, it was amazing to see what everything was announced, but I've seen people ride in Tesla cars and it drives itself. I've been in one myself. I've seen people order their Tesla in their parking lot without anyone in the driver's seat and it comes to pick them up. So we've seen that before. So yeah. That's just me. Just me. Of course, do share your feelings down in the comment section below. And so right now, it does seem like in the short run, this $260 mark or so is a double top for the short run. Now, Friday we did rebound above that 200-day moving average. Again, This is a big red candle for a weekly, so let's see if next week we can actually stay above the 200-day moving average. That red line right here, that's the downtrend line that we finally managed to go over back here in July, although we did come down for 2-3 weeks or so. Now, of course, it remains to be seen what happens in the coming weeks with earnings report expected later this month. So yeah, that's about it for me in this video. If you're going to ask me, are you buying Tesla at these prices? No, I have no rush to buy more shares of Tesla. Still my number one position. I prefer to wait for the earnings report and earnings call and then make a move. Now I know some will say, oh, but what if the stock pops 10%? Okay, cool. Like I said, it's the number one position. So if it pops 10%, my number one position is now 10% more. So I don't mind waiting if I get more information. So that's all I've got for you right now. If you enjoy this type of videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.